What's going on, guys? So I wanted to give you today my review of the Samsung Galaxy A54 5G. It's a great phone. I don't have a lot to complain about. It is a very good mid-ranger, but it does have a few shortcomings for sure. Now I come from the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G, which I have right here, which is a great phone. You know, I love the A53, but I kind of like the A54 even more. But in some ways I don't, because the A54 is, first of all, slightly thicker. It's not as much as you think, but it is noticeable. And now it does have a glass back, which would be okay if they include wireless charging. But they didn't. So why make a glass back if you don't have wireless charging? Because that's just going to make the phone more, vulnerable to breaking. And I thought, personally, the back on the, well, not this back, because it's kind of messed up, but I thought this plastic back on the A53 was perfectly fine. And I liked how it felt in the hand. I do like how the A54 feels, although it is more digging into your hands. It's not very, curved and easier on your hands like the A53 is. Now, of course, another thing that I like that the A53 and the A54 has is a 120 Hertz display, which you probably can't see on camera because this is a video shot at 60 frames per second. But I mean, it is just ridiculously smooth. I mean, you can't really see it on camera, but it's very nice and smooth. Now the display is very nice too. Let me get you some statistics on that. So this phone right here has a 6.4-inch AMOLED screen, 120 Hertz, HDR10 plus rated, and it goes up to 1000 nits, and the resolution is 2340 by 1080. So even though it's a 1080 screen, I mean, stuff just looks very beautiful on this screen. And I think that's really good because, it goes to show that, you don't have to have, a premium device with a, 1440 screen to look good. I mean, I think the S23 screen looks as good as the A54. I'm sorry, I'll get this out of the way. I saw the flickering happening there, but it's a very great phone. Now let's go ahead and talk about cellular performance, because after all, that's what my channel is about. And you can see I have this phone on Metro by T-Mobile, and we have 5G UC, but here is all the 5G bands it supports. The USA model has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 12, 13, 14, 20, 25, 26, 29, 30, 38, 39, 40, 41, 46, 48, 66, and 71. So no millimeter wave, although I'm sure if you got the Verizon model it would have millimeter wave. But, I don't think that's bad because you don't need really great cellular performance, but it is no slack. Now, T-Mobile doesn't perform that great at my house, so we probably won't see amazing speeds, but, it is enough to get the job done for sure. And this is more of a, I'd say a more T-Mobile, AT&T oriented phone, because like I said, if you want millimeter wave, it ain't got it. But like I said, I'm sure the Verizon model does. So let's go ahead and finish up the speed test. You can see not the best speeds, but hey, it's definitely usable. I'm sure if I was closer to the tower, I'd get better speeds. Of course, it does have fast Wi-Fi. It has 802.11, ABG, and AC6. So it does have Wi-Fi 6, and that's good. No 6E. So let's go ahead and talk about the cameras. So the rear cameras, we have 3 here, and They consist of a 50 megapixel, that's the main camera. At 1.8 aperture is wide camera. Then we have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera that has an f2.2 aperture, sorry about that. And then we have a 5 megapixel macro camera, and it has a f2.4 apertures. I'm sorry, I don't usually read camera specs, which they're good. Okay, that's all I gotta say is they're good. Let me bring in Snoopy here. You can take a picture of bobblehead Snoopy. We can go ahead and open the camera app. Let's go ahead and get a picture of him. So you can see it is a very nice photo. Now, it isn't the best, and I'm sure it won't come up the best on camera, but you know, it's very detailed. You don't see a whole lot of blur or anything, but also, you know, the reason that it looks so good and there's no noise and stuff is because I have a big ring light right over here shining over. So in low light, it does kind of fall apart, but it's definitely not a bad camera. Now here's the thing, which I've seen a few people point this out and it don't make sense. The A53 5G had 4 rear cameras. The A54 5G has 3 rear cameras. So that don't make a lot of sense to me. It kind of seems like they took some away from us, but I mean, it's one camera that big of a difference. It was probably, if I had to guess, which I don't know for sure, probably not that great of a camera that they took away. Probably just some kind of telephoto camera or something. I don't know. You guys have to look that up. But hey, pictures are good. Now let's talk about the front camera. Go ahead and pull this back up. So the front selfie camera has a 32 megapixel 2.2 aperture, which, like I said, it's okay. So let's go ahead and, whoops, turn to the front camera there. You can see me, which, again, it won't look good through the camera, but it is not as good as the front camera, or I mean the rear camera. But, hey, it's okay for a quick selfie, you know, it will get the job done. So, I think the Samsung Galaxy A54 5G is good if you don't pay full price. I don't think it's worth $449 because of not having wireless charging. The phone is thicker, which usually I wouldn't complain, but this phone is pretty thick. But that's just me. So I'm going to show you a couple places where you can buy this phone and any current deals that I find. You're out the door about $90-something, depending on tax and stuff. And then you got the phone. And then when it comes around to the second month, you can port in your number and get the $25 plan that a lot of us talk about in the community. It's a great plan. And if you want, you can go to the store and bring your number and you can get it for $20, or you can get it for free, but you have to get it like a virtual prepaid gift card, the rebate. But still, it is the cheapest option. But of course, you can get it on the Cricket network, which uses AT&T, and pay only $100 for the phone if you bring your number. Or you can get on Straight Talk, pay $280. But you know, I like to get it as cheap as I can. And of course, keep in mind that Trek phone brands do have their own, like, different brand or model number of phones, which I will do a more in-depth video on later. But that's basically the review of the Samsung Galaxy A54 5G and some cheap ways to find it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And if you like this longer form review content, let me know below, and I can do more. See you guys in the next one.